Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and the host of the Go Collect Speculation video. In this episode, we are going to spend some time talking about 6 blog posts that have been sent in to Go Collect. This first blogger does something that I think is really cool. This second blog post is actually near and dear to my heart. So this next blog post is right up my alley. I want to play a game. The MCU has done some pretty interesting things, right? The folks over at Go Collect, it was all about more than meeting the eye. You could potentially get ahead of the curve, and we all know that Marvel is going to do something with Daredevil. While we are on this topic of Spider-Man, we have to acknowledge the elephant that is in the room, and the elephant is Miles Morales, a 3.5 sold. So there you have it. We have reached the end of another Go Collect weekly recap. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and we'll tune in next week.
Hello and welcome to Wizard World Virtual Experiences. I'm Victor Dandridge, the hardest working man in comics. We are streaming to you live on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube, bringing you that Comic-Con life to the comfort of your home with these free, that's right, free celebrity panels. In addition to paid exclusive experiences, including one-on-one private video chats, custom recorded messages, and autographs. Those are always on sale at wizardworldvirtual.com and will continue to be so throughout the week. So whether you're watching this live now or later on, you'll be able to sign up. So even if you are checking those out as a replay, you can check out these once-in-a-lifetime experiences with your favorite cast members. It's absolutely fantastic. Also, don't forget to check out the signed memorabilia and works of art from our favorite artists and vendors from previous virtual experiences and physical conventions at wizardworldvault.com. Now, before we get started, I got to give some mad love to our sponsor, Go Collect. Go Collect is your #1 source for collectibles. They track the sales of graded comics and have robust analysis tools for all their users. It's so awesome. They stay active on social media and have giveaways every week. Go Collect also has an expansive blog with topics on comic book speculation, video games, concert posters, all the goodness. Soon, they are launching price guides for concert posters and all that stuff too. So it's going to be amazing. Go Collect's goal is simple: to make collecting better. So be sure to check them out, gocollect.com. It is now my absolute esteemed pleasure to welcome to the virtual stage some fantastic actors, actresses, like just amazing folks. We're going to have some fun. Get ready. Make some noise. First and foremost, coming all the way from Europe, ladies and gentlemen, it's Miss Carolyn Seymour. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Make some noise. Make some noise. Why, hello, hello. Not to leave you here on your own on the stage, we're going to next welcome Alan Van Sprang. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise. Yes, yes, yes. And last but certainly not least, my homie, Anthony Montgomery. Hello, sir. How are you doing?
Hey,
Absolute pleasure.
everybody.
Absolute pleasure. Guys, how are we doing? First and foremost, I'm glad to see you. Glad to see you're safe. Is everybody doing okay? Are you surviving well?
Very good. Very survivable.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Good.
Yes, we're blessed. I hope everybody else is doing great and staying safe and healthy out there.
Yes.
Absolutely.
How are you all? Are you all good?
Yes.
You all happy?
Yes, indeed. Okay, so quick round robin. Where is everybody at in the world? Obviously, Carolyn, we know you're in Europe. Whereabouts are you? As much as you want to share where you are currently.
I'm in southwest France, close to Bordeaux.
Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, I would love to go to there. So make sure everything stays safe and cool for me so that when this is all over, I'll be on my way.
Absolutely. Okay, you got it.
Alan, what about you? Where are you at?
I'm in Toronto, Canada. This is where I shot Star Trek Discovery. I've been here for years now, and pretty much everything in the world seems to be shooting here, so I didn't leave.
It's smart. It's smart. Plant yourself. That's the way. Anthony, what about you?
I am in California. I'm in Valley Village. It's not far. People have been out here close to Universal.
Okay.
Universal Cities, Universal Studios. I'm about literally 4 minutes from there.
Nice.
And it's a beautiful LA day.
That's gorgeous. And I'm from Columbus, Ohio, so we literally have the world covered here all over. Let's just get started into some interesting questions. I got to know this. Okay, so you all have worked with different series in the Star Trek universe. Did you approach this first and foremost as a fan or simply a participant of Star Trek? Where did you lie? Let's start with you, Carolyn.
Just a job. It was a job. And I went and auditioned, and I had no idea what I was walking into. I was not a sci-fi fan. I had no idea until they slapped the mask on, and then I thought, hello, this is different.
That's so ironic because out of everyone here, you have the most credits, like individual characters, 2 different series. Like that's kind of like insane for you to be like, meh, let's just work. I'm not a huge
Right,
fan.
I mean, it was, and but it's like a family, so you end up getting very involved with everybody. I mean, I remain friends with all of them till now. So
That's beautiful.
I am not doing the card. I don't know, but I'll have to talk to them about that all later.
Yes, we will. Let's Twitter fingers. Let's get that happening. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Anthony, what about you?
I, much like Carolyn, I went in for an audition, and I'll let everybody know I'm actually, during this COVID time, I'm working on my autobiography. So I actually wrote the story of how I got the job in there. So some people will hear this. I'll give a truncated version. I just went in for an audition because I was broke and got a call back and got another call back and then tested.
Nice.
And it was, I didn't put the weight on myself that I'm auditioning for Star Trek, because I probably would have blown it and not gotten the job. You know, when you think about the grandeur of something like Star Trek or Star Wars or one of those that have this life all its own, I just went in as an actor who was out of work, needing work.
I respect that completely. Alan, what about you?
It was kind of a weird thing for me. Years and years ago, I did a series called Earth Final Conflict that Gene Roddenberry and his wife Michelle wrote together. So I did that. But then I was doing another series a few years ago called Rain, and Aaron and Gretchen, who were the showrunners of Star Trek Discovery, were showrunning that. That was after I left the show. But I actually got a phone call at my house one night from Aaron and Gretchen asking me if I wanted to become part of Discovery. And I said anything. They said, do you want to play an alien or you want to play? I said anything without makeup would be fantastic, because I spent a lot of time on Earth Final Conflict with a lot of
prosthesis and all that.
Prosthetics and all that. So I said, playing like myself would be fantastic. And sure enough, I got the call and I went in. It's at some point, unfortunately, they left the show and Alex took over. And Alex took my character and just kind of threw it into a completely different way. And so, yeah, I just kind of lucked out. They kind of dug what I was doing on Rain. And Alex kind of dug what I was doing on the show. And I kind of became the bad guy of season 2 of Discovery.
Very nice. Very nice. I mean, Leland was a very tough character for sure. The real question is, how similar to Leland were you or are you as an individual?
Well, I do have a computer chip in my head, so I was like exactly the same. So it was typecasting. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Good to know. We'll see you in the next Terminator series. We got you.
Honestly, it went from like one episode to the other, because when I first got offered the job, I didn't know what I was going to be doing. So I was going to be doing a few episodes, and that was it. And as I was doing it, Alex Kurtzman was on set, and it just kept kind of changing throughout each episode, and I had no idea what was going on, except for the appreciation. They said, dude, this is what's going to be going on. I said, are you freaking kidding me?
That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing.
That's what happened with Leland / Control. Yeah.
So Ensign Mayweather, what about the similarities between you and Anthony? How are y'all looking at it?
Travis, I tried to play Travis full of youthful exuberance.
Okay.
Even though, because of the way it was described to me what our show was. Our show was the prequel to everything with the exception of the original series. So I knew how they played those, and more often than not, because they had been in those adventures before, there was a stoicism and I've already been there feeling to a lot of it. And I didn't want that for Travis, even though he was born in space. I wanted to show a wonderment for him, because I figured keep it exciting. Keep it exciting for the fans. Keep it exciting for yourself as a person. If he has already encountered every alien there is, that's going to get boring. So I tried to approach him the way I do my own life. For as fearful as I was for many years, I got out of my own comfort zone, and then I embrace whatever things life has for me, because I know God has me and I'll be good regardless of how it all turns out. So I just keep myself open to the adventure, the beauty of life. Right?
Well said. The beauty of not saying no. I like that. Carolyn, now you have a buffet of characters to pick from that you've portrayed. Is there a particular one that is your favorite and most like you?
Well, I guess my scientist. I think Gail was most like me in a way. I mean, I'm a mix of all of them, because that's the great joy of doing these parts, is that you bring the bits that you think are relevant, and Commander Toreth had her own thing going for her. She was kind of tough, but also with a heart. And Marastiel was extraordinary, because she was a seeker and she was a scientist, and all of those. They were just all lovely. I mean, the Voyager, it's a little difficult, but terrible old Harry he was. But she was. I mean, she also was full of jealousy and all of those things that are very human. So it was fun.
So, Caroline, just a question from me. Why was Voyager so difficult?
Only because it wasn't difficult on any other level. I mean, it wasn't difficult on any kind of, there were no struggles for me. There were none of that. It was just that I was a hologram and I didn't know where I was going to go. So and basically it was just, we didn't know quite, Kate and I couldn't figure out quite where we should go with our relationship, except that then we ended up with knives and trying to kill each other, and it was pretty obvious what it was going to happen.
Only asked that because in Discovery there was a lot of scenes for us to do as holograms as well, and so when I've seen you in the show, it was difficult for us because we had to stand on the mark and we could not move, and we couldn't just be free with our arms either. We just had to stand still so that the CGI could make us a certain way as playing holograms, and throughout the entire series we had to do that. So
well, that was you see, that was the very technical thing. We didn't have that. I mean, we basically were both of us on the holodeck, so it didn't matter. We both were not, neither of us were real, so we just pretended we were. I mean, it wasn't quite so sophisticated then.
I love the differences of the brands here. It's like, well, our holograms were a little different than your holograms. That's amazing. Actually, we got a question from the audience. So Rhonda Ann Smith Cook asks, what is your favorite Star Trek series, or what do you feel like sets your series apart from the others? Obviously,
I'm sorry.
Without pause. Without pause.
Of course I'm going to say that. Come on. We have Captain Archer, people.
Real. That's so real. Okay, if you had to say one besides one that you were on, could you do so?
The original series, in all seriousness, because even though I didn't know, coming from Indiana, and what's her name? The lady who asked the question?
It's Rhonda Ann Smith Cook.
Rhonda Ann Smith Cook. You asked a real question, and so I'm going to give you a real answer. And in the world we're living in, so I grew up in Indiana, and the Klan came to prominence in my hometown. They were very active. So all of this racial divide that our world is in, I grew up with that. That is literally nothing new to me. What I loved about the original series was there was a Black woman who I never saw being denigrated, disrespected, treated the way I was on a regular basis. And the people around her treated her with respect completely. They treated her like she was a human being. As a child coming up, I was not a Trekkie by any stretch of the imagination. I did not understand Gene Roddenberry's philosophy, but I did understand a very simple truth that you treat people like human beings. So I always connected with the underlying theme that we are all one, There are no differences. I loved the episodes, even though I didn't understand them again fully as a child, the half black and half white, and knowing what all of those were. But as soon as I say half black and half white, everybody knows that episode. Yep. Everybody. So the things that they touched on, they were very poignant to the young Anthony, and I didn't even realize how much so. I had no idea I was going to become a part of this franchise. So for me, that would be the groundbreaker, because I feel like Star Trek helped to open the world up. Even those that want to try to say it didn't, it did. It opened up people's minds and their consciousness. So that would be the biggest one for me.
Well said. Well said. Carolyn.
That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I don't know if you want to try to follow that one up, because it does say quite a bit. I'm just saying. Now we've got a Star Trek Online asking who is your favorite captain. Now you already said Archer, and I totally understand that. Alan, Carolyn, what do you think?
Carolyn, who do you have? Carolyn? Who's your favorite? Because you've had more captains than I have.
You do. You have two. You have at least two. At least two that you directly involved with.
I'm going to say it's a tie.
Good answer.
Nice.
Good answer, Carolyn.
Nice. I love. Leland says himself. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you end that conversation right away.
Is your character the captain on Discovery?
But I wasn't. What's that?
Are you the captain on Discovery? No.
I am a captain.
A captain.
Got it. Okay.
I grew up like Captain Leland, and we grew up. Peck and I, we went through the whole thing together. We were old.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
But my favorite captain by far, I mean, aside from Kirk, has to be Picard. I mean, I'm such a massive fan of The Next Generation. Yeah. I mean, so throughout high school, that's what I watched. And then my first movie out of the shotgun, out of theater school, was a movie called Masterminds, where Patrick Stewart and myself took over this little high school, and he was my boss. And so I met him first. And so since then, he's been my rock star of a captain.
Absolutely, I understand that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, without question. Without question. Major Mom 2018 asks, again for Alan, will you be reprised in Discovery Season 3? And for the others, would you guys be interested in returning to the Star Trek universe? Now, I don't know how much of that might be spoilerific, but if you feel like giving us a little bit of an exclusive, feel free to do so.
Alan?
Yeah, all I can say is I've been like seriously massive busy, and I can't say anything about the future of Discovery. You'll have to discover it for yourself.
Oh man! Wait, let me try to mix genres or brands real quick. Are you sure we can't get you to say something?
Wow, you're gonna try to use the Force on him?
I'm just seeing if it would work. No, okay, all right.
These are not your androids.
Yeah, I was just seeing if it would work. Listen, that was a shout out to Carolyn because she's got some Star Wars love too.
These are not the tricks you're looking for.
That's fair. What about you guys? Would you return to the Star Trek franchise in any way, shape, or form?
Oh, absolutely. In a second. Absolutely.
In a heartbeat. Yeah. Without hesitation.
That's awesome.
Now, okay, it's one of the best jobs ever, because they just treat you like family, and you end up they support you. They're really cool. I mean, it's so often when you walk onto a set in a new series, you're the odd person out. Nobody talks to you, and you're all stuck out there. Like, they go out of their way to make you. I mean, certainly on TNG, they went out of their way to make you feel welcome and really comfortable. And that is such. I've done so many series and have not been treated well on a lot of them. So they're very special. They're very special.
That's fantastic.
In a heartbeat.
Oh, I love that. Brent S. from Seattle asks, what is everyone's favorite episode or moment from the series to shoot?
From which series? That's a very broad question.
We'll say from your particular series of your character being involved. Obviously, Carolyn, you have a lot to pick from. But if you have one that stands out, a favorite episode or moment that you personally shot or were part of.
For me, I enjoyed when we got to meet Travis's family, because my character, I was told, became the Harry Kim, and the Voyager fans will appreciate that. He became the Harry Kim of the franchise, where I was seen and not heard, underutilized, that type thing. And so it was a lot of fun for me to finally be able to stretch out and go, oh, he has a mother. His dad is dead. Okay. Well, he's got a brother, and, they gave me something to do. So that was a lot of fun.
Nice. Alan?
Yeah, I mean, there were so many. You're so consumed sometimes with exposition in these shows. So you're walking and talking about things. But for me, it was it was the first scene that I had to do in season 1, which was a cliffhanger, which was a scene that was cut until the second season. But between myself and Michelle Yeoh, where I first met, and I brought her on to Section 31, that scene was my favorite. And then one of my last scenes, which was with Michelle as well, where she was basically annihilating me because I had become control. And for her and I, her and I spent so much time together. I've done a lot of stunts before, but she taught me how to fight.
Nice.
As an actor, brilliantly. And her and I became really close and such good friends. And it was just easy going. So from day 1 until day whatever it was, she was right there by my side. And so, yeah, I have to say my first scene to my very last scene.
That's amazing. I'm going to ask Wizard World that we set up a fan experience where we get to have a fight choreography lesson by Michelle Yeoh. That would be fantastic. So Wizard World, please hear that one.
Michelle is amazing. She's an incredible martial artist.
So awesome. Right.
Yeah. And I want to be there. Y'all know I've got a black belt.
We're all signing up.
I got a black belt, so I can get in, but I'm not.
Sign up. Let's sign up. I'm ready.
No, Michelle, I think Michelle is 60 years old, and her legs are up in my face, and she's only about 5'4".
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, it's incredible.
Carolyn, did you have a favorite moment?
Sorry, Victor, Alan, do you study? Do you train?
No. I've only trained through the shows that I've done. With the stunt coordinators, and I haven't trained. I should train, absolutely, because a lot of the kids that I work, I always play the bad dads. Like in Shadowhunters and Rain, I always play like this asshole kind of guy who has beautiful young kids, and they know how to fight, but I know how to fight apparently really, really well. And I didn't know that up until the last minute. So 4 o'clock in the morning doing night shifts, I got to go and fight my kids who have been training for 3 months. And I got to retrain myself. So then I started training again. And so once I got up to Star Trek, I said, no more. I got to train myself. So I started training through film and TV. But no, I don't. I haven't, which I should. My son does.
What does he train?
A lot of karate. Just karate.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. But
I study Hapkido.
Oh, you know.
Hapkido. Nice. Yeah, I've got a black belt in Hapkido from Songs Hapkido in Burbank out here. Yeah, no, I can do a couple things. Yeah, I can do a couple things.
That's right.
But I'm not Michelle. Don't get me wrong, because I've been a fan of hers for life. Like, she is incredible. She will beat the hell out of you. Pardon my French, Carol.
Incredible.
But she's a beast.
Love it. So, Carolyn, what about your favorite moments to shoot?
Well, there were so many. I mean, on TNG, when we would giggle right up until they'd say action, and we could set each other off like crazy. So most scenes were good, and we could have done with Michelle when we had the fight scene in Voyager, because to have Kate Mulgrew hurling herself at you and living every moment as if she was going to annihilate you, and she's up to here, but she was like wild, man. I mean, it was such a hurry. Immediately, I mean, we had to cut the first one because of the take, because she just came at me, and I said, and it was like, whoa, give me a break, girl. And she was having a bad day. It was just like, oh, God.
Wow. That's amazing.
I had to go straight off to hospital afterwards because I'd been rescuing a dog the day before, and I got bitten, and I got blood poisoning.
Oh, no.
My arm was up like this, and I went to the hospital, and they ended up putting in a shunt of antibiotic in my arm, which I had to keep sort of like topping up like some junkie in the corner. you know, so, and then went straight to the hospital afterwards. So it was quite.
Wow.
That is some superhero action right there. Like that's a
Absolutely.
lot of things. Actually, we're going to follow up with another question for you, Carolyn. Gregory Gross asks, was the Romulan costume heavy to wear? It looks so impressive, but he's curious what it felt like.
Well, it was not heavy. Not heavy, Gregory. Costumes didn't cost much. I was wearing Wellington boots, somebody's old pajamas, a piece of that egg crate stuff foam that they use in studios. Basically, was my. You know,
Come on.
I had a PVC belt.
You only spent $20 on your outfit.
Yeah.
Let's play on a budget, man. That's what this is. It's
And the wig. You know that.
No more. I'm not a fan of Next Generation anymore. They're too cheap.
So we had to really work very hard to make them look heavy and good.
Wow.
Wow, yeah, because I definitely would have thought that it was like a immense weighted pressured piece. You're just like, no, no.
It didn't bend, so going to the toilet was really hard. And they'd only give you. When I did Marasta Yale, I had to wear these fish fingers, but they only made one pair. And I went to the toilet with one break. I mean, it took, because I used to get into it at 3:30 in the morning for makeup, and then I was there till 10:30 while they took it off. So it was a grueling shoot. We're playing the Romulans. But anyway, I had these fish fingers, and I went to the toilet, and I dropped one down the toilet. And
what did you drop down the toilet, Caroline?
My finger.
Her hand.
It was a fish finger.
They were like mittens, and they were a little loose. And we only had one pair. I had to wear them in every take, obviously, because I couldn't suddenly have fingers. So
And it went down the toilet.
I dropped them down the toilet, so I had to wring them out, and then.
You grab it.
These fans realize
Dedication.
These fans realize what we sacrifice for them.
That's what I'm saying. Dedication. Oh my God.
Hero,
listen, because me personally, I just want to watch it just swirl away.
It's a wrap. I'm not even gonna lie.
Sorry, y'all.
I'm not even gonna like.
Weird accident. Finger got cut off, and I don't even know. That's just so weird. Wow.
Carolyn, you are awesome.
Bless you for that. Bless you for that. Trek Core asks, what is it like to be a part of the Trekkie fan universe? Any fun fan moments or convention stories? Has there been a super fan reaction?
What's his name?
This is from Trek Core. So you know.
Trek Core. You guys know how y'all are. Stop it. Y'all asking us questions that you already know the answer to.
I mean, literally one of the only fan bases to actually have a name, like a literal name. Yeah. You know, Trekkie for life.
Tears over here. This is funny. Oh my God.
Now Carolyn, you're gonna get people asking you about the story.
Last year I went and I was in I think it was Birmingham, wherever it was, and we were there, and it was the first night, and just a bunch of the fans were just buying us drinks. And all of a sudden, I was like, I need to go back to the room. Because we had to start first thing in the morning. And there was just so much wine and scotch, and then it just kind of came to a halt, and I had to go back up to the room. But no, that's kind of the usual, you know, the normal thing where I just can't remember what happened.
Like you get started and you don't. I again, you guys will see this in my book, so forgive the broken record. I love our fans.
Yeah,
I love them truly. They have been so welcoming and embracing. Even our show that you guys hated while it was on, that everybody loves now, and I say that in jest, but they did. People, Alan, people hated Enterprise when it was on the air. They hated our series. Everything about it. They hated our theme song. They like everything about our show. And now,
really?
Yeah.
Now, the Trekkie curse is always to hate the new one.
Wow.
So ours was no different. And now, more than 2 decades later, you know, almost 2 decades later, you guys are still showing all of us so much love. The fact that I got a call to sit in my bedroom and hang out with some really incredible people 15 years after they fired me from my job, because we all got fired when they canceled our show. I tell people that as a joke. I'm like, guys, what job can you go to that you give your all? You give blood, sweat, and tears. They say thank you, they fire you. And then more than 10 years later, fans of that job that you did, where you just did your best, they bring you back time and again to tell you how much they love you, to tell you how much they appreciate you, to thank you for your contribution to their life. I can't think of any. So for me, the fans, you guys are everything, man. You guys are
I
everything.
absolutely agree. 100%. Like all of this fandom throughout all of these shows. I mean, the following. And I mean, I hate to get off Star Trek here, but I was doing a show called Shadowhunters, and it got canceled after 3 seasons. And instead of it going to a 4th season, the fandom, they hired a plane which flew across, I think it might have been Los Angeles, with a big banner on the back saying "Save Shadowhunters." Wow. And they bought all of these posters around the world saying "Please save." And it's not just Shadowhunters. It's just something. It's the same kind of fandom as Star Trek or whatever show you're a part of.
Yes.
If you have a backing because of it, and which this show, this franchise, this entirety obviously does, it's really freaking amazing. And I agree. Like, I mean, the diversity that exists in this show.
Yeah. And
just to go back to fighting, I mean, when Michael and I, we got into a fight where she had to punch me in the face, where Sonequa, like, her acting is amazing, but she can punch too. And where she would and she had to nail me, where she knocked me out. And because I was friends with her parents, I mean, just Sonequa is just freaking brilliant.
She's absolutely
to carry
brilliant.
A show like this is just, and I felt such an amazing sense of ease to walk into the show, because she accepts everyone and wants everyone. As soon as I got on the show, knock on the trailer, how you doing? Great. And then we just kind of go. That's awesome. She's able to carry this show like nothing I'd ever seen, nothing I've ever been a part of. And I've been a part of a lot of shows, but for a number one, she has been the best.
That's awesome.
And I can tell you, I've never worked with Sonequa, but I would say she is exactly like Scott Bakula. That's why he's
exactly. I was going to say the same.
Yeah.
Carolyn, you worked with Scott, Carolyn, so you know.
Oh yeah.
Scott is. That's why when people say, "Who is your captain?" It's because Scott is my brother. Scott is one of the kindest people I have ever worked with in this industry.
That's
much
awesome.
Like Sonequa, he loves everybody, literally, from craft service to the security guy guarding us. Everybody was embraced, and that's the biggest lesson that I took.
Everybody was embraced. He knew everything that was going on with everybody. He knew every single moment of everybody's work. He just was right there all the time.
Beautiful.
The heart.
Oh, Caroline, that's exactly like Sonequa. Exactly the same.
It's a very special.
Everyone was number one on that show. Every single person was number one. Because
I love the love here. Like that's the best part of this. Before we continue, let me give a quick shout out. Don't forget the fans that are watching live or watching later on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. Check out those paid exclusive experiences like the ones that you guys are going to be doing this weekend. Private video chats. There's autographs. There's some custom video recorded messages. You can check those out at wizardworldvirtual.com. We've actually got another question from Trekkie Girls. Hello. Have you been able to work during this time, or do you have any upcoming projects that you can plug?
Caroline, you first.
Well, I know I don't have anything. I have reached a certain age where it's sort of quite hard to get, because there are very few parts for OLD people. But it's been hard. It's been tough. But what I do is a lot of voiceover. I did a series many years ago for the BBC called Survivors, and I get to do that on audio now. I get to do that as a series, and we're now on series 9 and stuff like that. And it's now running longer than the actual show did. But it's a sci-fi show. It's about a pandemic. that destroys, and only 10% of the world is left alive. And it's
I'm gonna need
become
you to stop doing
really
this show now,
pressing.
because that's too close to right now. Like that's kind of scary. Wow.
Yeah, it was called Survivors. Look it up.
Carolyn, you remind me of Helen Mirren. You should be working all the time.
Yes.
All the time.
Like seriously.
Yes.
Like you're breathtaking. This
I
is
have I have to get an agent. I mean, I couldn't get an agent when I was in LA when I left, and I've been now in France for 9 years, and I just got myself an agent in England, and hopefully I'll get to do some work. But we're not going to do anything for the time being until this whole deal is settled down.
Yeah,
fair game. But hopefully we will see more of you, because
I hope
you're lovely. If I have to write it myself, it's happening. That is absolutely true.
Thank you.
Alan, what about you?
Yeah, I'm working. My show got shut off. I can't say what it is. I'm starting a movie next week. I can't say what it is, but what is happening is a lot, like from here, which is fantastic, doing a lot of, which I've never done before, a lot of voice work.
Nice.
Which is fantastic. Just like a lot of like commercials, which has been really, really nice. And aside from that, just a lot of this this convention work, which is great. And getting back to Anthony, like seriously, do this a lot, because
I'm going to do more of these. Absolutely, this is fun.
Oh, these are such fun.
Yes,
This
indeed.
is a blast. This is a blast.
Yeah,
I have during this quarantine, I started writing my autobiography 5 years ago, 6 years ago, maybe. And I was kind of stuck at page 14 for a really long time. Really long time. And
why 14? What happened at 14? I guess
you know what, Alan, it's because what fans, and I get a lot of questions, as you and Caroline do, about your personal life. And for the longest time, I just don't talk about my life. But I have overcome a lot in my life, from being abused, being molested when I was 11. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I had to revisit in writing this, that I just went, fuck, I'm not ready for that. I don't I'm not sitting in the pain of it, and I don't feel like it's held me back, because I've worked my butt off to get where I am in my life.
Well said.
But then sitting at 1 in the morning or 2 in the morning, and I'm not sitting and doing this with someone. So this is just me with my thoughts going, okay, you have to construct this so that it is not just a random collection of your thoughts, but actually has a coherent flow. And I've never written a book before. So I would start, and I'd be in the middle of a retelling of something and have just tears streaming down my face as I'm writing. And I go, Jesus, okay, all right, that's enough for now. And, doing that too many times, time kept going on. And then after my breakup with my ex, I thought my ex, Vanessa, that most people know about, I thought I was going to marry her. So I was in a really dark place for a while, and trying to post and stay positive when your spirit is broken is not the easiest thing to do, because any of my followers, any of my fans know that despite what my life has been, I've done everything I can to put out positive, because I know that that's what comes back. Karmically, you put it out, that's what comes back. So I made myself force through this, and I said, you know what? I know I will be able to help someone, at least one person, with my story. I know I can. Finish the damn story, Anthony. Like literally me sitting, talking to myself like, all right, just freaking write it. Go ahead. When you finish, there's going to be somebody that reads your story and goes, okay, he survived his life. I know I can survive mine.
Well said.
And because of that, I have to get it done.
Yeah.
Did you and your ex have kids together?
My ex-wife, I have a son with. So I talk about that pain, but I don't bash anybody. I've seen enough people get sued over their autobiographies, but I'm not putting myself in any lawsuits. But I tell my story. So with my ex-wife, we have a son, and that is one level of pain. But I got past that pain, and then God brought me the woman that I thought I was going to spend the rest of this life experience with. And because I didn't step up with my ex-wife, and she needed work, like there's a bunch of stuff that happened, but we ended up not working, and it crushed me. And I don't.
Sounds like it's really going to be a very emotional book. I honestly can't wait
not,
to read
but
this.
Yes, it will be.
Yeah. No, but emotional in a good way. You know, again, like you said, to create something that other people will be able to relate to, that'll be a godsend, especially coming out of situations like this where we do feel so isolated and alone.
Yes.
We need more things like that. On that note, I want to give you guys all an opportunity to say bye to the fans individually. So, Carolyn, if you don't mind, obviously it's a little later for you. We thoroughly appreciate you being on here.
Yes.
I just want to say thank you. Thank you for watching. And I'm so glad to be here. This was such fun. I want to do more and more and more of these. This was delightful. And God bless you all.
Absolutely. Thank you. Alan.
Thank you all so much. I look forward to seeing you all on Saturday. This was amazing. Thank you, Caroline, Anthony. You guys were fantastic. This has been amazing.
Awesome.
Unexpected and absolutely amazing.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Anthony, you want to take us out?
So unexpected, and I'm so grateful. I'm grateful to all of you guys. Thank you, Wizard World. Thank you to the fans for loving us, for embracing us, for giving us your energy, and willingly and openly accepting ours. Know that we always love you, and we truly do. We thank you, because it's because of you guys that we're still doing it.
So eloquent.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen in the audience, let's make some noise for these wonderful folks. Let's clap them out. Thank you so very much. As we roll out of here, I want to thank Wizard World for bringing us all together. Our sponsor, GoCollect.com. You guys are fantastic. And once again, don't forget, to the fans watching live or watching later on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, check out those paid exclusive experiences, man. They're going to be amazing. They're fun. They're unique. And in lieu of not going to physical conventions, this is the best thing possible. Like, literally, you're getting one-on-one private video chats, audio autographs, custom video recorded messages, all those great things you can check out at wizardworldvirtual.com. I'm Victor Dandridge, the hardest working man in comics, saying good night. Boldly go, y'all. That's the way. Live long and prosper.